One of the reasons we love covering indie games is the freedoms the creators have over their own projects. Doing something as ambitious as Road 96 is something that will weigh on me for quite some time. This wonderful video game was created by French studio Digix Art and was released August 16th, 2021. I was not sure what to expect when getting into this game, and before booting it up, I do remember seeing it on the Game Pass app a couple of times. I did not read the description and only saw small clips on the trailer that looked like you had to hitchhike along a road. I couldn't be more wrong about what this game is about. Road 96 is heavy on its political themes, messages, and overall narrative. It does not hide away what they are trying to say. I do find it interesting that the studio is from France, but I feel like it also reflects things we are seeing, whether it is in our own backyard or country, no matter where you are from. I do not think they are commenting on the USA political environment specifically, but rather the political environment we find ourselves in overall, which includes places like the internet. In the fictional country of Petria, in the year 1996, during an election year, you play as a random, no-named, no-faced runaway teenager, which changes. And you are trying to cross the border to get out of Petria and out to freedom. As you take on these random teenagers, by the way, each teenager is randomly generated with energy bars and money, which will affect your decisions you can make. Your goal is to avoid either getting killed, getting exhausted, or getting arrested. If any one of these things happens, you will take on the life of a new runaway teen. As you are trying to cross the border, you will meet up with several NPCs with their own backstories, thoughts on their own country of Petria, and how they can fix the political turmoil they are facing. During this election year, will the country of Petria re-elect the same current president? Will a new president be elected, or will the citizens get so fed up with the entire political environment and just take matters into their own hands? This is something you can have a hand in deciding what happens in Petria. Some characters are rather scary, some are humorous, and others are facing their own demons, and it is up to you to help these characters face them. There are some rather interesting twists and turns when it comes to these NPCs, like how they are connected to one another, the journeys they go on, and how they end up at the end of the game. What each character ends up doing is up to you to help them through their decision-making process. According to the developers, there are 148,268 story permutations, so there are plenty of random decisions and situations that can happen that you are able to explore. One thing that stood out to me immediately was the music. The music has all kinds of different genres like folk, indie rock, electronic, and dance. I found myself wanting to add them to my Spotify playlist just after hearing a couple of the songs. As you go around hitchhiking or rummaging around in an abandoned restaurant, you will find cassette tapes. These cassette tapes can be played as you are riding around in a car, or you have a Walkman with you that you can constantly scroll through the many songs once you find them. I can go into many details about the songs you'll be listening to, but I will tell you now, even if you don't play the game, just look up the soundtrack and you will not regret it one bit. With a game that has to deal with such heavy political themes with a strong narrative, the dialogue is very important. I can say the writing is top-notch. The jokes I genuinely laughed at. I believed what the characters were saying within their own universe. However, I feel like some of the acting was a bit shaky for some of the characters. Even some of the fantastic moments as far as how it was written kind of fell flat to me because of how the actors were portraying the characters. I can say that not all characters felt this way. There is one character named Sonia by the talented Mirabelle Kirkland that made me truly hate the character, which you are supposed to do. Even if you agree with her political takes as a character, the character is a journalist and is constantly lying to the masses. She was so wonderfully done, I hated the character but respected the lengths the team and the actor went to portray her. Also, the character Zoe. I feel like we did not get enough of her. I loved every interaction with her, and Emily Van Bell did an amazing job portraying her. From what I can tell, this is Emily's first time as a voice actor, and she absolutely nailed it. These were definitely the standouts in my opinion. I do not want to call anyone out, but I will say the others were either just okay or I was not impressed. When needing to carry a lot of heavy subjects while balancing humor can be a hard thing to do, so the actor's job was not easy by any means. One more thing that I would change about the game is there are a couple of times you are forced to go through a couple of minigames like a Pong clone and avoiding cars during a high-speed chase. I did not particularly like these sections and did everything I could to get through it so I could start a section where I have dialogue with another character. I was not particularly impressed with these minigames. They were not badly done, it just messed up the flow of the game. After having some great moments with a character, having to then be forced to play a minigame felt awkward to me, and the game could have done without some of those minigames. Road 96 is quite the experience that I think people will enjoy. The game is something, even if you disagree with its message, it is still an experience that I think you'll enjoy, especially if you like games such as What Remains of Edith Finch or any Telltale game. If you marry the two together, you get Road 96. If this sounds like something that interests you, then Road 96 is your game. I would give it a solid 9 out of 10.